everybody, to our Ayurveda talk. I am Marie, and I am an Ayurvedic practitioner. And every Monday night, I teach a yoga class that is specifically using the Ayurvedic principles. So the class is to help use those principles of Ayurveda, bring them in, and then we use our practice as a way to bring the doshas, those elements, into balance. We are in summer, it's hot, it's Pitta time. So most of the practices these days have been Pitta reducing. However, we are going to be doing a Vata Pitta class today. And I want to just talk a little bit about what Vata does to Pitta. So if you think about the elements and how they work, Vata is made up of ether and air, and Pitta is fire, mostly fire, little bit of water. And then you have your last dosha, kapha, which is water and earth. But we're talking specifically about when you have air impacting heat. What does oxygen, what does air do to heat, to fire element? It increases it. It fires it up. I want to just kind of let you know that I was gone this last couple of weeks at a silent meditation course. I was calling it a retreat. It was not a retreat. It was a course. It was hardcore. And, but one of the things that happen is they take your phone away, which was really great. I did not have a phone for 11 days, nothing, and no stimulation at all. There is nothing. It's just you and nature. But what I realized is I am a Vata Pitta person. So I am very much impacted by the seasons. That means that when it's summertime, my Pitta tends to rise up. So it starts showing up more. I start having more heat symptoms. And in the wintertime, because things cool down, my Vata kind of raises its head up. And that's when I start experiencing more Vata showing up. But when you have that combination, and a lot of people have, maybe not like me, where it's my actual constitution that I was born with. I'm a Vata Pitta, Pitta Vata. It flip-flops. But a lot of people have Vata imbalances. That means that they are living in a way that is increasing air. They are eating food, or they are living a lifestyle that is causing a Vata imbalance. And that's why I always tell everybody these online courses or online tests that you can take to discover what your dosha is, they're not very correct, because people fill them out based on what's going on in their lives, and they don't realize that they might actually be filling them out based on their imbalance, not on their actual constitution. So they're not getting an accurate read on themselves, and the results are not going to be accurate. You might be actually dealing with an imbalance when you fill out that test. So the dosha tests are great. They're fun. You can do them, but you really do want to get an Ayurvedic consultation to find out more. So when you have air, remember air and ether, but air specifically, Vata, what happens is air is all about movement. So when you have a lot of movement, and if you think about the lifestyles that we are living a very frenetic, overstimulating life. People are seeking out stimulation. Okay, so when I was at this meditation course, there was no stimulation. So what I found out was it was extremely warm, because we were in the central California, which is very hot. And the heat was warm, so everybody's being impacted by the heat. But my Vata started calming down because I wasn't being stimulated by my phone, my computer, conversations. It was a silent course, so no conversations. Everything was so simple And then we were meditating 10, 11 hours a day, right? So when you sit and you are still that much, mind you, we had to walk everywhere. So I was walking a minimum of 5 miles a day as well. So it was very physically active. I was cranking up my steps the whole time because you have to walk everywhere. But what it did, what I found out this last couple weeks was everything inside of me, that air that's pushing on the fire and increasing and causing more frenetic, more overstimulation, it calmed down because the vata calmed down, because air is going to increase fire. And air, when it goes out of balance, means it speeds up. It starts moving fast, randomly. Think about a windy day. A windy day, it can be total chaos. And then you add fire to it. That's how firestorms, or fires that are, in the wilderness go out of control when you have wind. So that's what happens inside of you as well. And so when you are dealing with a lot of vata and it's pushing on heat, and in the summertime, that's very likely. And even if you're not a vata person like me, where you have a lot of vata, a lot of people, I see people, they are living vata lifestyles, overstimulated, constantly moving, multitasking, doing all this stuff. Everything is so layered and it's just too much. And so that pushes then on that fire and then causes huge imbalances for people. So even if you are a pitta person, and pitta people tend to overstimulate themselves, tend to be really, really intense, and they like it. They want intense, 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 intense exercise, intense conversations, intense passion. That's an imbalance for pitta, you guys. And then the air, you add that, and then it makes them crazy. So, what I want to say to you is instead of dealing with the fire element, deal with the air. Calm it down. Become still. Simplify. Do not sleep with your devices in your room. Don't do that anymore. It's not serving you. Do not watch TV at night. Get out in nature. I started doing things because you have to walk everywhere. And by seventh day, I was finding myself remembering things that I used to do when I was a kid. And I ended up collecting green acorns, which you couldn't find out there, but once in a while you'd come across one. It was like a little gift to come across a green acorn. And I'd be like, oh my God, I haven't seen a green acorn for 3 days, and there's one right there. So I'd grab that green acorn like it was something so special. And I, found an oak leaf that some bug had come and eaten on, and it created this really intricate, beautiful design. And I was able to appreciate those things because my life had become so simple because my vata had calmed down. And I was able to manage the heat that was happening. And let me tell you, there was some major heat happening. It got up to 107, I heard, here in Reno. I don't think it was that hot where we were, but it was 100. And so the heat that was going on didn't feel that intense because I calmed down the vata. My vata really, really calmed down. I became so kind of not childlike, but creative. All of a sudden, I was getting these really creative bursts just from being able to be simple. And so my talk tonight is really about, we're in this season where it's really impacted by this lifestyle that we all live, and how we're living in the West is so out of balance, and we need to calm it down. And you can do that by managing the vata part of you. So slow down. Do not multitask. One thing at a time. Maybe give yourself a couple meditations a day. Have more stillness. Go to bed and just rest. You don't need to constantly be moving into things so fast. Let your body have the opportunity naturally, organically to wind down and calm down on its own. It means that we're needing to give that gift back to our body to let it naturally settle. And so that is what our talk is about tonight: how to reduce the air, the vata, the air and ether, the vata, so that you can help calm down the pitta. Work with that vata, calm it down, be more still, don't move so fast, calm down everything, and be more stable in what you're doing. And then the other thing too is maybe bringing in that vata pitta reducing diet. So if you're really high pitta, you have to do calming down all that heat, but also being really careful about what you're eating, that it's going to aggravate vata. Okay. Okay. So that's our talk for tonight. I will do another talk when I'm ready about my Vipassana experience, my 10-day silent meditation course. It was quite incredible, quite impactful. So I'll talk about it maybe in another day or so when I can kind of integrate some of it a little bit more.